Welcome students. Today we'll be studying ultraviolet and visible spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is the latest technique used for the identification of unknown compound, or spectroscopy is used to establish the structure of a new compound. We'll begin with the introduction and principles of UV or electronic spectroscopy. It is also called electronic spectroscopy because it involves the promotion of electrons from the ground state to the higher energy state. For visible and UV spectrum, electronic excitations, they occur in the region. It is different. For UV, it is 200 to 400 nm, and visible, it is 400 to 800 nm. And it involves the promotion of electrons to the higher energy molecular orbital. Since the energy levels of a molecule are quantized, the energy required to bring about the excitation is a fixed quantity. If radiation of a correct frequency is passed on the sample of the substance, energy will be absorbed and electrons will be promoted to the higher energy states. Thus, light radiation on leaving the sample after absorption will be either less intense or its intensity may be completely lost. Substances absorbing in the visible range will appear colored to the human eye. A record of the amount of light absorbed by the sample as a function of the wavelength of light in millimu or nm units is called absorption spectrum, which consists of absorption bands. So in the figure you can see the range of UV visible spectra. And the UV spectra of organic compound consists of bands and not sharp peaks, because the reason is that each electronic transition is accompanied by the changes in vibrational and rotational levels. As a result, the absorption spectrum in the vapor phase consists of a large number of closely spaced peaks. But if the spectrum of solution is taken, then the fine structure turns into bands. Now next comes the use of electronic spectroscopy, or we can say uh, the applications of ultraviolet spectroscopy basically. So there are many applications of UV spectroscopy. It is very useful in the detection of functional groups um, and the aromatic conjugation within the various molecules. It is also useful to measure the number of conjugated double bonds. Then it also distinguishes between conjugated and non-conjugated systems. On the basis of electronic spectroscopy, we can easily elucidate the structure of vitamin A and K. Identification of an unknown compound can be very easily done, and the determination of configuration of geometrical isomers can also be done. So there are many applications of UV spectroscopy, and we'll be studying them in detail in the later part. Now let us study the instrumentation, representation and analysis of a UV spectrum. So just have a look first at the UV spectrum of isoprene. So this is the UV spectrum of isoprene. So we'll be studying it in detail. So just let us begin. A spectrophotometer is a device which detects the percentage transmittance of light radiation when light of a certain intensity and frequency range is passed through the sample. Thus, the instrument compares the intensity of the transmitted light with that of the incident light. UV spectrophotometer records the spectra of compounds in the range 200 to 800 nm. This range consists of two parts. 200 to 400 nm is the range of UV radiations, whereas to 400 to 800 nm is the range of visible light. Spectra cannot be taken below 200 nm because oxygen present in the spectrophotometer absorbs this radiation. To record spectra of substances below 200 nm, special vacuum techniques are needed. Now, the modern UV visible spectrometers consist of light source, monochromator, detector, amplifier, and recording devices. A very simple schematic representation of spectrophotometer is shown here. So, you can see a light source, a prism selector, a sample, a detector, and a recorder. For recording the UV spectrum, the given sample is dissolved in a suitable solvent which itself does not absorb light in that range. Commonly employed solvents are 95% ethanol, hexane, and water. The position of the absorption peaks are slightly shifted with the change of solvent. A quartz cell of 1 cm path length is used as a container for the sample solution. The solution is exposed to your UV or visible light by the prism selector, and prism selector is continuously rotating to emit lights of varying wavelengths. A hydrogen discharge lamp and tungsten lamps are used for emitting UV and visible light. The instrument provides a running graph between wavelength of radiation absorbed and the intensity of absorption. There are a number of peaks or humps in the spectrum. The wavelength corresponding to the top of the humps correspond to the absorption wavelengths and are denoted as lambda max. Intensity of absorption corresponding to that wavelength is called molar extinction coefficient expressed as epsilon. Graph plotted between wavelength and absorbance is known as ultraviolet spectrum of the compound. For example, in the ultraviolet spectrum of isoprene, a broad band is observed at 210 to 240 nm and at 222.5 nm wavelength. A band of maximum intensity is observed, or here maximum absorption occurs. So the lambda max value of the compound is 222.5 nm. So you can see this is the ultraviolet spectrum of isoprene. So here the graph is plotted between absorbance and wavelength, and you can see in the figure lambda max is shown 222.5 nm and a broad band is observed at 210 to 240 nm. And the value of molar absorptivity is 10,800 for isoprene. So later we'll be discussing some more examples and some more UV spectrum of different organic compounds. So thank you so much.